man with your skill set must be able to move unconstrained, unrestricted. He must be versatile, capable, adaptable. He must be grounded, stable, constant.
This is Untitled John Wick Game, a full-scale AAA third-person action title that finally puts players in the shoes of the Baba Yaga. Developed by Saber Interactive in collaboration with Lionsgate, the game promises an original storyline woven into the John Wick timeline, with Keanu Reeves himself reprising the role. Expect the signature gun-fu combat style, cinematic choreography, and a gritty atmosphere that mirrors the films. It's designed as a single-player experience built for current-gen hardware and tailored for fans who've always wanted to step into Wick's relentless world. Untitled John Wick Game is slated for release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
We are the children of water, born of the goddess. You filthy creatures, faithless, soulless, unclean. This world was never yours to keep. How dare you stand in the way of purity? Little King.
This is Project Windless, Krafton's ambitious open-world RPG inspired by the Korean fantasy novel series The Bird That Drinks Tears. Think of it as stepping into a surreal world where myth, philosophy, and brutal combat collide. The reveal trailer showed off striking visuals and hinted at a playable race called the Recon, humanoid bird warriors wielding blades with eerie elegance. Unlike typical fantasy RPGs, this one leans heavily into Korean folklore, promising a darker, more philosophical tone. Built for modern hardware, it's shaping up to be one of Krafton's boldest projects yet. Project Windless is scheduled to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5 and PC.
Simon, listen to me. You can't stay in this room forever. I can't stay in this room forever. I know this is going to be hard. But you have to come back to me. Come back to me, Simon.
step in the water again. But this time it's different. I keep trying to fix what happened. But no matter what I do,
You can't fix it. It doesn't let us change things. You did what you did.
This is Silent Hill Townfall, the newest chapter in Konami's legendary horror series. Developed by Screenburn Interactive with Annapurna Interactive, it takes players to Scotland in 1996, where a dense fog blankets the island of St. Amelia. You'll step into the role of Simon Ordell, a man drawn back to this eerie town to put things right, armed only with fragments of memory and a mysterious CRTV device that detects unseen threats. Unlike past entries, Townfall leans into psychological dread, blending exploration with survival mechanics that keep you constantly on edge. Silent Hill Townfall is confirmed for release in 2026 on PlayStation 5 and PC.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
A spirit guide? It's been a long time since we've had one of your kind in Kosmora. I'm glad you're here. That temple has been sealed as long as I can remember. Dangerous corruption was locked inside, along with the secrets of a forgotten practice. Spirit guides here once used alchemy to cleanse corruption. Maybe you can do the same.
Fear will bind you, gripping to the present, which must always pass.
This is Kenna Scars of Kosmora, the official sequel to Ember Labs' award-winning Kenna Bridge of Spirits. Kenna returns as a more seasoned spirit guide, traveling to the mysterious island of Kosmora in search of a cure for the affliction she's carried all her life. The story dives deeper into her world, introducing new elemental powers, fractured staff mechanics, and spirit companions that help solve puzzles and battle corrupted foes. Kosmora itself is vibrant yet dangerous, filled with hidden cultures and epic bosses that expand the lore of the series. Kenna Scars of Kosmora is set to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5 and PC.
Brace yourself!
Bond is immature and reckless. He's a bad influence on the other recruits who inexplicably fall victim to his charm.
Look, I know where this is going. Do you mind telling me why I'm here?
I would like you to join His Majesty's Secret Service.
You what?
I know all about your exploits in Iceland.
I strongly believe that there is a need for such heart and intuition in modern spycraft. That's the very reason I'm bringing back the Double O's.
Need I state the obvious? He is not ready.
James, the service is over.
This is 007 First Light, IO Interactive's bold new take on James Bond. Unlike past adaptations, this one dives into Bond's origin story, showing how a young agent earns his license to kill. Built on the studio's Glacier engine, the same tech behind Hitman, the game blends stealth, espionage, and cinematic action, letting players choose between quiet infiltration or explosive set pieces. Expect gadgets, tense social stealth, and vehicle chases that feel straight out of Fleming's world. IO Interactive has confirmed it as a single-player, narrative-driven adventure. 007 First Light launches May 27th, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2.
Take a look. What a sight to behold. Whew, it's all over. The last lands of the FCU. The Federation of Central Asia.
First of all, thank you for joining us on this ship.
Hello there, my dear newcomer. You are very lucky, you know.
Yes, we are critically undermanned on this ship.
Don't worry at all. The man in front is Jan Rexco, the Wings of Thief. You're riding shotgun with the legendary Ace of Aces.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media.
Radar contact. This is Ace Combat 8 Wings of Tev, the long-awaited return of Bandai Namco's legendary flight combat series. Revealed at the Game Awards 2025, it marks the first mainline entry in 7 years, powered by Unreal Engine 5 for ultra-realistic skies and intense dogfights. Players will once again step into the strange real universe, caught in a desperate conflict between the Federation of Central USA and the Republic of Sotoa. Expect massive superweapons, emotional storytelling, and the kind of cinematic aerial battles that made the franchise iconic. Ace Combat 8 Wings of Tev is set to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
7 years ago, the veil tore open, and the worthy were claimed. We were left behind. In our desperation, we called to you, warrior, to stand against the darkness. Equipped with our best, you will forge a path through Paris, long decayed.
This is Armatus, a third-person roguelite shooter from Counterplay Games, the studio behind Godfall. Set in the demon-infested ruins of Paris, you play as the last supernatural warrior of an ancient order, armed with celestial powers and modern firearms. The goal is to scour the city in search of the Sunless Gate, a lost passage to heaven, while battling relentless hordes and shaping your build with dynamic choices each run. The game promises frenetic combat, supernatural flair, and a dark atmosphere that blends myth with modern action. Armatus is scheduled to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. This is Beast of Reincarnation, Game Freak's first major AAA project outside of Pokemon. Set in a post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 4026, the story follows Emma the Sealer and her loyal dog Ku as they battle through blighted lands corrupted by malefacts. It's marketed as a one-person, one-dog action RPG, blending real-time combat with strategic choices and powered by Unreal Engine 5 for cinematic visuals. The companionship between Emma and Ku is central, offering both emotional emotional depth and unique gameplay mechanics. Beast of Reincarnation releases August 4th, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam.
Brother, help me here. You ain't even trying. It's all me. Look at that belly of yours. Where's the mountain? Hey, you're falling flat losing again.
Drop that Kosmora. Master will take us back, as long as we keep that mountain in our heart.
Hey. No scolding, no flogging, life spared. Why risk going back? This place, we've got food on our table and...
This is Black Myth Zhong, the second entry in Game Science's ambitious Black Myth series. Inspired by the legendary demon slayer of Chinese folklore, the game promises a darker, more philosophical tone than Black Myth Wukong. Players will step into Zhong Kui's role, confronting spirits, demons, and the blurred line between justice and vengeance. Built as a single-player action RPG, it blends mythological storytelling with modern combat design, aiming to deliver cinematic battles and haunting atmospheres. While platforms are confirmed, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the release date has not yet been announced.
Zoe, I see the spotlights.
And you're getting closer. Listen, Dylan, we're getting distress calls from the theater, but research thinks we might have a Resonant on our hands. No one should have survived that.
Then I'll hurry.
Hello everyone. I'm Mikael Kasurinen, and I'm the creative director of Control Resonant, the game-changing sequel to Control. What you are seeing here is an early mission captured from our in-development build. We play as Loulan Faden, our supernaturally gifted hero, in a version of Manhattan like you haven't seen before. We recently acquired Shift, an ability that empowers Loulan to seamlessly move through gravity anomalies and adapt to the world around him. Here we are showcasing a set of different forms of Dylan's main weapon, the Aberrant, can take, and his supernatural abilities. There are a lot of different ones you can discover to suit your playstyle. While in combat, we encourage you to play aggressively, balancing between melee attacks and abilities.
Any updates for me?
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it. Just try to stay alive out there, okay?
Almost there, Zoe. What the hell is that thing?
This is Control Resonant, Remedy Entertainment's ambitious sequel to the 2019 hit Control. Instead of Jessie Faden, the spotlight shifts to her brother Dylan, who now faces a reality-bending cosmic entity threatening humanity. The setting moves from the oldest house to a warped version of Manhattan, offering larger zones to explore, gravity-defying traversal, and melee combat powered by a shape-shifting weapon. Resonant leans more into RPG elements, letting players unlock abilities by defeating powerful foes and customize their combat style. Remedy calls it their most daring project yet. Control Resonant is scheduled for release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Mac OS.
Citizens of Pywell, today, a new chapter in this land's history shall be written by our own hand.
We fight those who wield power to prey on the weak, beasts who think themselves men. That is what it means to be a Freeman. The time has come to do what we believe to be right. Cliff, seek out your Greymane comrades. Uncover the truth that lies within, and let your heart speak without fear.
In the end, all will come together as one. We fight for the future of all. Sound the horn of our final battle!
This is Crimson Desert, Pearl Abyss's massive open-world action-adventure set in the war-torn continent of Pywell. Unlike Black Desert Online, this is a fully single-player story, following Cliff, a mercenary leader trying to reunite his scattered comrades while navigating rival factions, mythical beasts, and supernatural forces. Built on the studio's Black Space engine, it promises seamless exploration, visceral combat, and cinematic storytelling. The game blends RPG elements with brutal survival choices, aiming to deliver one of the most ambitious fantasy experiences in years. Crimson Desert releases March 19th, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Windows, and Mac OS.
You will be hunted. The White City for certain.
This is DarkSiders 4, the long-awaited continuation of THQ Nordic's apocalyptic saga. Officially announced in 2025, the game picks up where the original DarkSiders left off, finally bringing the Four Horsemen story back into focus. Expect a mix of brutal combat, traversal, and puzzle solving in a lore-rich world torn apart by celestial conflict. Fans of the series have been waiting since DarkSiders Genesis in 2019, and this entry promises to expand the mythos with new powers and darker storytelling. While platforms are confirmed, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the release date remains unannounced.
There are no cops, no judges, only executioners. What is justice without the just? And clear the apartment.
Please help. What did they promise you? Freedom, family. The system knows you're one of us.
Processed with strong prejudice. Consciousness transfer approved. No! Multiple gang units converging on your position. Wipe the drive and reboot the block.
This is Defect, an upcoming sci-fi action RPG from Supergiant Games. Set in a fractured future where humanity's experiments with cloning and AI have gone horribly wrong, players step into the role of a defect, a hybrid being hunted by both corporations and rebels. The game blends fast-paced combat with narrative-driven choices, forcing you to decide whether to embrace your unstable powers or fight to retain your humanity. Expect striking art direction, layered storytelling, and a soundtrack that leans into eerie synth tones. Defect is currently in development for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with its release date yet to be announced.
How can knowledge be evil if it saves a soul? Should a king tell us how to fight? The church, they uphold the light while we die in the shadows. I denounce the light.
I now seek power in the primal, salvation in unholy scripture.
I am a heretic. I break the bones of the damned, build altars of blood to call the darkness.
I have walked amongst demons, found strength in shadow, kinship and madness.
Damn the light. I will suffer my own path. I will learn the foul ways of a forbidden tongue. To bind them as a tool of my vengeance.
Brand us traitor.
This is Diablo 4 Warlock class, the newest addition to Blizzard's Dark RPG. Revealed during the franchise's 30th anniversary spotlight, the Warlock arrives as part of the Lord of Hatred expansion. Unlike the Paladin's Holy Light, Warlocks embody vengeance, wielding chains, flames, and demonic minions to turn the burning hells against themselves. The class is designed as a frontline caster, blending destructive magic with summoning mechanics for a unique playstyle. Alongside the Warlock, players will explore the Skovos Isles and face new endgame systems. Diablo 4 Warlock class launches April 28th, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. This is Divinity, Larian Studios' next big RPG following the success of Baldur's Gate 3. Announced at the Game Awards 2025, it's described as the studio's most ambitious project yet, blending everything they've learned from decades of crafting CRPGs. The game will feature a dark fantasy setting, turn-based combat, and a new proprietary engine designed to push immersion further than ever before. While it continues the Divinity series, newcomers won't need prior knowledge to dive in, though veterans will recognize deeper lore connections. Divinity is scheduled to release in March 2026 on Windows, with additional platforms expected later.
So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers. I mean, sure, you get your mega fans.
You are like literally my favourite person.
Your haters.
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
Your chancers. And the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, doesn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent.
This is Fable, Playground Games' reboot of the beloved fantasy RPG series. Built on the Forza Tech engine, it reimagines Albion with modern visuals, a reactive open world, and a morality system that shapes your story in subtle ways. Unlike the older entries, this version leans into life sim elements, letting you carve out a fairy tale existence while still battling bandits, monsters, and the occasional chicken. The tone balances whimsy with darker choices, aiming to capture both new players and longtime fans. Fable is scheduled to release in Q3 or Q4 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows.
Kitoma, Woochi Kitoma, Lebok, Zhong Fan Kurabakut, Tuho Tankre, Utakarun Vushokli Dantifa, Zendakan Paritoma. Koranchi, Falumak Hokre, Oritoma. Takarun Kal Dokuchi, Washikotan.
This is Fateskeeper, a first-person RPG developed by Paraglacial and published by THQ Nordic. Set in a handcrafted world scarred by ancient cataclysms, it invites players to explore ruins, caverns, forests, and forgotten sanctuaries where every corner hides lore and relics. Combat blends reactive melee with precise spellcasting, demanding skill and preparation against foes with unique strengths and weaknesses. The game emphasizes choice, letting you shape your path through relics, sorcery, and decisions that define who you become. Fateskeeper is confirmed for PC via Steam, with additional platforms expected, though its release date has not yet been announced.
所以死了，一切意义都没了。我们的追求一致，过上舒服的生活，不是吗？康康曼多，如今的繁荣与进步。
This is 14 Years of Flames, a story-driven FPS developed by Feng Huo Studio. The game revisits China's struggle during the Second Sino-Japanese War, spanning from 1931 to 1945. Players embody 7 different characters, each tied to real historical events, and fight through 16 major battles that shaped the nation's resistance. It's designed as a cinematic single-player experience, blending realistic combat with narrative depth to capture the hardships and sacrifices of those 14 years. 14 Years of Flames is currently announced for PC via Steam, with its release date still to be confirmed.
Motherfucker! Jin-Ji-song, yeah? Time to settle up.
Hey, Daiki. When'd you make it back?
Excuse me, sir. Shut your mouth.
All right. Talk soon.
On your feet, now! Son of a... Fuck it! Just kill him!
This is Gang of Dragon, the upcoming action-adventure from Toshihiro Nagoshi, the creator of Yakuza. Set in Shinjuku's Kabukicho district, the game follows Shin Ji-sung, portrayed by actor Ma Dong-suk, as he navigates the brutal underworld of Tokyo. Expect a mix of cinematic storytelling and raw combat, hand-to-hand brawls, blade duels, gunfights, and even vehicle chases, all framed by intense human drama. The focus is on Shin's overwhelming physical power and the choices he makes as bonds and violence intertwine. Gang of Dragon is currently confirmed only for PC via Steam, with its release date still unannounced.
The whole world is a lie. What we call civilization is just a grand illusion, a mirage.
If you could remake life, what answer would unfold? Or is the answer home, written in the soil?
Mortals, how many times now?
This is Genigods Nezha, a single-player action RPG from Genigods Lab, built in Unreal Engine 5 and inspired by ancient Chinese creation mythology. You play as the Spirit Pearl, the first spark of life forged by the goddess Nuwa, battling colossal gods and navigating chaos born from the genesis of the world. Combat is designed around fluid martial arts, drawing influence from Bruce Lee's Be Water philosophy, blending speed, adaptability, and precision. The game promises cinematic battles, lore-rich storytelling, and a premium RPG experience. Genigods Nezha releases in 2028 on PlayStation 5 and PC.
What you doing up there?
I'm just fixing some leaks.
Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying tenants.
Oh, that's why you came by?
Just go get me my checks.
See you, Brian. Love you, Jason. I'm here for Lucia Caminos. She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Jason Duval.
I've seen you here before.
You might have. Hey.
Hey.
Hands above your head, now!
You, stay. The new beginnings.
You break the news, isn't it? Trust me, this place is just the start for us.
Ring the bell! Shot City!
The only thing that matters is who you know and what you got.
Gonna do this? You're doing it right.
Yo, D, this full effect? They got your name, address, they got everything. Us cops, we gotta protect each other.
Like,
You and me, Lou. We got this.
We got it.
This is GTA 6, Rockstar Games' most ambitious entry in the series yet. Set in the fictional state of Leonida, heavily inspired by Florida, the game centers on Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos, a criminal duo navigating Vice City's neon-soaked streets and sprawling countryside. Built on Rockstar's Rage engine, it promises unprecedented detail, dynamic weather, and a living world that reacts to your choices. Players can expect a mix of heists, survival mechanics, and a narrative that explores loyalty and betrayal. GTA 6 releases November 19th, 2026 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, with a PC version arriving later.
侠女英雄，我是大英雄，看过客匆匆，我自无忌，随我松剑纵情一生，但我命里最从容，华山之巅见银汉，五岳水出定江山，千秋霸业与谁战？不过人间一场梦。
讨教？那你是想试丐帮的打狗棒法，还是我桃花岛的绝学？
不忙小辈，竟敢扰我衡山清静！
和小辈交手多有顾忌，这不能用，那不合适。
身法尚可，可惜招式太过冒进。这回风落叶剑，你可接得住？
如此，先试试这满天花雨去金针。
难得有后辈能逼我使出这云雾13式。不错，我从哪儿找来你这么个小子
？This is Heroes of Jin Yong, an upcoming AAA open-world RPG being developed by Create AI based on the legendary wuxia novels of Louis Cha, better known as Jin Yong. Unlike the classic 1996 tactical RPG of the same name, this new project is built to capture the scale and drama of martial arts epics, letting players step into a living Jianghu world filled with rival sects, legendary masters, and moral choices that shape your destiny. The game promises cinematic combat, sprawling exploration, and deep storytelling rooted in Chinese folklore. Heroes of Jin Yong is planned for release in 2028 on PC, with console platforms expected. This is Ill, a first-person survival horror game from Team Clout. Built with a focus on realism, it throws you into a decaying fortress overtaken by a mysterious entity. The atmosphere is heavy, with unpredictable monsters, a visceral dismemberment system, and physics-driven interactions that make every encounter feel raw and dangerous. The developers emphasize cinematic storytelling and psychological tension, aiming to deliver a horror experience that's as unsettling as it is immersive. Ill is confirmed for PC, Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, though its release date is still listed as to be announced.
Tell me something good.
Well, you're right, it checks out. He's hiding out around this Imperium moon.
Excellent.
How is that excellent? He's next to fucking Simperia. No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstitions.
No. Superstitions are the crazy rumors about what happened on that planet. These are facts.
You worry too much.
You know what I worry just the right amount. I say we wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead? He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please blame him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is swooping? No one is crazy enough to go there.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
Your fucking shit. Okay, alright, you know what? There, you're the boss.
Thank you.
Listen, kid. I'll see you on the other side.
This is Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, Naughty Dog's first original story since The Last of Us. Set thousands of years in the future, it follows bounty hunter Jordan A. Munn, played by Tati Gabrielle, stranded on a remote planet while hunting down a powerful crime syndicate. The game blends cinematic storytelling with action-adventure gameplay, promising a mix of exploration, combat, and moral choices that could shape a new franchise for the studio. Directed by Neil Druckmann alongside Matthew Gallant and Kurt Marganow, it features music by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet is in development exclusively for PlayStation 5, with its release date still unannounced.
We had a deal, Seeker. I gave you a second chance. In return, hunt down those that hide from me. So go now.
This is Kaiden, a brutal action-adventure from Fifth Column Studio that plunges players into a nightmarish vision of dark fantasy Japan twisted by cosmic horror. You step into the role of a Seeker, someone caught between life and death after striking a deal with the Envoy, and are thrust back into the land of Ikaiguchi to face grotesque yokai. The game emphasizes unforgiving combat, strategic survival, and atmospheric storytelling, whether played solo or in online co-op. Every encounter is designed to feel relentless, demanding skill and adaptation. Kaiden is in development for PC via Steam, with its release date still to be announced. This is La Divina Commedia, a dark fantasy ARPG from Jayama Games, the studio behind Enotria, The Last Song. Inspired by Dante Alighieri's legendary poem, the game thrusts players into a twisted vision of hell, where humanity's faith has collapsed and demonic forces reign. You take on the role of a warrior poet, navigating infernal circles filled with grotesque enemies, moral choices, and a world that constantly shifts through procedural dungeon generation. The tone is heavy, cinematic, and steeped in lore, aiming to capture the despair and grandeur of Dante's vision. La Divina Commedia is confirmed for PC via Steam, with its release date still to be announced.
古往今来，有多少人为了这长生二字，求仙问道，炼丹服饵，妄图逆天改命，可到头来，争不过黄粱一梦。也罢，你我识君之路，分君之忧。长生的事儿还得用心去办，速去速回吧。
真能挖出来长生不老药吗？那管他呢，有倭人出了大价钱，咱们这买卖赔不了本儿。什么人？
看来上头的线索无误。不过此地已被贼匪占据，还需小心行事。
抢老子看上的宝贝！
壁上所绘之物，似是神仙斗法。可这世上，当真有神仙吗？这巨型石像，是何人所建？
无名横妖之世人，以肉身在此，修护持之药物。有些东西不是你该拿的。请雷生发，风随雷奔，急急！去会。
This is Longevity, Yin and Yang, an upcoming action-adventure RPG from Chinese indie studio 11 Games. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it draws inspiration from wuxia epics and modern Souls-like combat, aiming to deliver a cinematic yet punishing experience. Players step into the role of a Jin Yong agent, the Imperial Guard of the Ming Dynasty, tasked with uncovering the secrets of immortality while navigating a world steeped in myth and danger. The game promises fluid martial arts combat, atmospheric exploration, and a narrative that blends history with fantasy. Longevity, Yin and Yang is confirmed for PC, with its release date yet to be announced.
Lamp bearer. One must travel many paths on the road to salvation. Paths through light, paths through shadow. I will walk them with you, wherever they may lead, no matter the cost.
It's a sin.
This is Lords of the Fallen 2, the sequel to Hexworks' 2023 dark fantasy action RPG. Announced at Gamescom 2025, it builds on the brutal Souls-like combat of the first game while expanding into two fully explorable realms, Axiom and Umbral. each with its own dangers and secrets. Expect dismemberment mechanics, new weapon classes, and a deeper narrative set a century after the original, where humanity faces divine betrayal and encroaching darkness. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, it promises a more cinematic and punishing experience. Lords of the Fallen 2 launches in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Epic Games Store. This is Loulan, the Cursed Sand, an action RPG from Chili Room set along the ancient Silk Road. You play as a skeletal warrior known as the Cursed Sand, wielding the power of sand to battle mighty foes and uncover the fate of Loulan's lost princess. The game blends mythological storytelling with fast-paced combat inspired by classics like God of War, while offering atmospheric exploration across ruins and deserts. Developed by a team with roots in From Software and Platinum Games, it promises cinematic battles and lore-rich adventure. Loulan the Cursed Sand is in development for PC via Steam, with release planned for 2026.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, Standwasami.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Our cat friend is deaf.
This is Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, an upcoming action-adventure game from Skydance New Media, led by Amy Hennig, the creative mind behind Uncharted. Set during World War II, it brings together Captain America and Black Panther in a narrative-driven experience that blends cinematic storytelling with gameplay. Players will step into the shoes of 4 playable heroes: Steve Rogers, T'Challa's grandfather Azuri, a Howling Commando, and a Wakandan spy, each offering unique perspectives on the fight against Hydra. The game emphasizes character-driven drama, stealth, and combat in richly detailed environments. Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra is scheduled to release in 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Been fighting longer than I can remember. I'd like to say I'm not a violent
island, man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run.
This is Marvel's Wolverine, Insomniac Games' upcoming action-adventure built exclusively for PlayStation 5. Known for their work on Spider-Man, the studio is taking a darker, more mature approach here, focusing on Logan's brutal combat style and his search for answers about his past. Expect cinematic storytelling, visceral, claw-based fighting, and a tone that leans into Wolverine's rage and resilience. Developed in collaboration with Marvel Games, it's designed to feel both grounded and faithful to the comics while pushing PS5 hardware with detailed environments and DualSense integration. Marvel's Wolverine is set to release in fall 2026 on PlayStation 5.
此玉佩与皇帝庙渊源匪浅，切记。
师兄，
刘师妹，
二哥，你撤下时怎不顾自己？
切莫为我耽搁，当下情势危急，
危急就可一人断后。
我等受扬州县城之托，护送百姓，本不为己身计也。从这墙绕过去，便是通往扬州宫的小径，地偏无缺。此丹为县城所赠，可调息稳脉，一切扶持。你这吃药模样，还敢享受？大师兄已赴扬州宫深处，速往襄州，路上当心。快去吧，
走。
哎，这趟差事真背得很。上头说来扬州抓逃逸的，本想着是个轻松活，谁晓得半道窜出一伙不知啥来头的人。
这不咋的？听说那不是扬州的人，是墨家的。
刚刚下面那个是真硬茬，一个人愣是看翻咱10来个兄弟。
我眼尖的，浑身是血还不到，提到那劲儿，跟阎王爷接的似的。
再能打，也是个死骨头。他那伤法子，8成找个破墙根躲着等死呢。
别小看人，那帮墨家可滑得很，指不定就那儿猫着等着偷咱们一刀呢。
小心！
老子等你半天了，快放假！俺给咱作对，真是混账！
你倒是压住他呀！ 躲不掉的。
还有一个。
这几日粮草不够，我们啃了3天干饼。
真是晦气！你这刁妇，还不快给爷上些酒肉？
好，好，好，这也请随我来。
哎，给我也拿2两酒。
阳极池鱼，扬州宫，皇帝庙。此人似在何处见过？我墨家的信物。
陈爷，你们不能这样！
王老部长，那是在看你们有没有私藏凶器。这可是朝廷的赵老头下的死令。
我跟你拼了！
欺人太甚！住手！
又是哪来的墨家小贼？
外头谁乱吼的？叫的老子连口酒都喝不下去。来了。你倒是狠！来了。
我酒呢？谁敢拦老子喝酒？嘿，上找死！
瞧瞧，我从那村里顺了好几样玩意儿。
要是让校尉瞧见，非剁了你爪子不可。
哎，怕啥仗都快打完了，谁还差这个？走，咱喝酒去。
哎，算我一个。
这扬州城先前也是个热闹地儿，表面叫咱踏平了，里头底子还厚得很。
怪不得你跑得比谁都勤。
可不嘛，要不是打仗，哪轮得到咱碰这些？
哎，别跑远点，别说跑远点。
别理他，来，再倒一盅。
听说当年咱们校尉也像这般，在昭君一户大院门口跪了好几日。
你也是个当校尉的命了。
一边去，少在这碍眼。再不挪开，额将落你们身上。
那头闹腾的紧，你咋不去瞧热闹？
滚！晓得了，咱赶紧的。听说今儿抓了那墨家头，上的不少。
说，把他们关哪儿了？
大侠饶命！我就一守门拿矛的，没杀过一个人，也没见过什么墨家的。
少废话！
快，何来，这边有墨。
哎，谁在那儿？我们都没走远，就敢在这杀人杀爷，真是混你了！
少废话，别让跑了，还你往哪跑？
还听那多。
校长，快滚出来！别跟咱喝了，这有个硬茬。
你以为逃得掉？
我死你丫的！
师兄，你且撑住，待我托辞重围，巩护百姓。
我也是，俺先前还跟着他干过匈奴嘞。
那赵老头把上将军弄掉不够，还非得连他住过的地方都清了，真是丢脸！
老子跟憋得慌，
咋还有？这群墨家，咋杀不死？
哼，来的正好。刀下靠手啊！还有谁？别让他乱跑！
你说的是他还是我？
莫让他逃了！
这一剑有怒有力，
大师兄的玉佩。
20年前，我在赵地墨院中长混战，你那师傅，
我师兄在哪？
是那时去墨城入的人。
墨城，汾城杀人，还敢自称墨城？
秦墨与你楚墨本就此举天下之道。
我墨城，乃剑行兼爱非攻，岂是你这般残暴之人？
来，让我看看你口中的兼爱非攻可否不周全。若要这歌，何不弃剑而逃？来，给我一招！比起你那师兄，差远了。若真心为公，何来挡我？爱国无力，时日若想寻你师兄，先与我手。天雷渡之，是乱当空，看别人我下定坤前看好了，这是冰之气。他日若人性为公，再来寻我。 言则会，动
事，13者待遇。
This is Mohist, Dengling Hill, an upcoming single-player action RPG developed in Unreal Engine 5. The game draws on Chinese wuxia traditions, placing players in the late Qin dynasty as a student of the Mohists, a philosophical school known for discipline and ingenuity. Early pre-alpha footage has shown sword combat, precise parry mechanics, and boss encounters that echo the intensity of Sekiro. The project promises a grounded, lore-rich adventure with a focus on realism and martial arts philosophy. However, development has been paused due to limited resources, meaning Mohist Dengling Hill currently has no confirmed release date or platforms.
You think you're the Harbinger? You might be.
Nature. You're a weapon, child.
This is Mortal Shell 2, the sequel to Cold Symmetry's cult hit Souls-like. Revealed at Summer Game Fest 2025, it expands on the original's grim world with faster, more aggressive combat, deeper weapon customization, and a stronger focus on free exploration. The core mechanic of inhabiting different shells returns, but now with more varied abilities and progression paths, giving players new ways to adapt to brutal encounters. Expect grotesque bosses, atmospheric environments, and a soundtrack that leans into heavy metal intensity. Mortal Shell 2 is officially slated for release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. This is OD, the upcoming horror game from Kojima Productions, directed and co-written by Hideo Kojima alongside filmmaker Jordan Peele. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it's described as an experiment in fear itself, testing how far players can push their own threshold before overdosing on terror. The cast includes Sophia Lillis, Hunter Schafer, and Udo Kier, bringing cinematic weight to its surreal, unsettling narrative. Unlike traditional survival horror, OD aims to blur the line between interactive storytelling and psychological endurance, making every moment unpredictable. OD is in development for Xbox Series X and S and PC, with its release date still unannounced.
Where are my manners? Hello there, fallen samurai.
To think something like this was right under the city. What fearsome power! Be careful!
Oh, righteous! And after everything you and your awful kind put him through, too. Were you feeling left out?
This is Onimusha Way of the Sword, Capcom's long-awaited return to the legendary series after nearly 2 decades. Built on the RE engine, it follows Miyamoto Musashi, modeled after actor Toshiro Mifune, through a dark fantasy version of Kyoto during the Edo period. Players will face rival swordsmen, demons, and supernatural threats in a blend of hack-and-slash combat and cinematic storytelling. The game promises a modernized take on the soul-harvesting mechanics that define the franchise, while delivering atmospheric exploration and brutal duels. Onimusha Way of the Sword is set to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
At least not anymore, but you. If my darkness
I knew it. You'd never break so easily. But why did you come back?
The Order's blades are coming. They failed once, but they won't fail again.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade.
But we broke your spirit!
Phantom is movement, striking from where none expect. Blade is breath. We channel it into steel, turning any blade into a divine weapon. blade unite, no enemy stands.
This is Phantom Blade Zero, a wuxia-inspired action RPG from S-Game. You play as Sol, an elite assassin working for a secretive group called the Order, tasked with uncovering the conspiracy behind its leader's murder. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game blends lightning-fast martial arts combat with steampunk and cyberpunk aesthetics, creating a dark, cinematic world that feels both ancient and futuristic. Expect reactive fighting, stylish combos, and a narrative steeped in betrayal and survival. Phantom Blade Zero is set to release on September 9th, 2026 for PlayStation 5 and PC.
我是为了拿回自己的东西，你呢？为了什么？想取他成招，就凭你们这些手！
写。 忠诚兵马司副使，窝藏要犯，勾连逆党，将名册藏在书房的暗格，又借礼佛的名头传递密信。最后一幅缝在肚皮里，内容是：好一个明察秋毫。
在前，发先知。
先生可曾听闻千叶之术？
站住！今天这儿被王府包了，不接外客。别动！
追上了。
夜里的兵丁果然受了训。
王爷有时就回府，咱们怎么还在这当值啊？哎，别乱说。大人，你家的令牌。有刺客，快来人！
未曾想到，当年跑船的脚夫，如今竟已如此。
还不止如此。
我这多好啊！
一味子东西也敢抢！ 不死，爷爷成全你。
纵横江湖这么多年，一个荒唐小儿也敢欺我！走到这最后一步，还有谁可以帮你？
一定有办法。这个办法。 不在庙堂，在那些没人在乎的地方，在那些几近无名之辈身上，我相信会多人见日，找到答案。
This is Project Jin Yue, now officially titled A Wisper of Fall, Jin Yue, an upcoming action RPG from Changmo Game Entertainment. Set in the Ming Dynasty, it places you in the role of a Jin Yue agent, an Imperial Guard, caught in a conspiracy that threatens the Empire. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game blends stealth, assassination mechanics, and Souls-like combat, letting players climb walls, slip across rooftops, and strike from the shadows. Its design emphasizes tension, precision, and atmosphere, aiming to deliver a grounded, wuxia-inspired experience. A Wisper of Fall Jin Yue is confirmed for PlayStation 5 and PC, with its release date still to be announced. This is Project TAL, a single-player action RPG from Mad Engine that reimagines Korea's traditional tall masks and folklore into a vast open-world fantasy. The game promises a cinematic experience where mythology collides with brutal combat, letting players face towering monsters and skilled swordsmen while mastering counterattacks and unique abilities. Built as a AAA project, it emphasizes exploration, atmosphere, and storytelling rooted in Korean culture. Project TAL is scheduled to release on December 31st, 2027 for PC and PlayStation 5, with Xbox Series X and S also confirmed. This is Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy, the upcoming prequel to A Plague Tale Requiem from Asobo Studio and Focus Entertainment. Set 15 years before Amicia's journey, it follows Sophia, a fierce young plunderer, as she flees across the Minotaur's island while uncovering secrets tied to her past. Unlike the stealth-heavy gameplay of earlier entries, this chapter leans into more action-oriented combat, puzzle-solving, and myth-driven storytelling. Expect tense encounters, atmospheric exploration, and a narrative that resonates with themes of fate and survival. Resonant: A Plague Tale Legacy releases in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Millions of souls pour into the underworld every day. You're no different. My lord, he's here.
I bid you walk the mortal world once more. Fallen leaves return to their roots. You shall gather the souls that stray.
I've watched over this city for ages, and every name in your scroll of death. Not one of them dies quietly. You, a soulless husk. You can judge my fate! Why wrestle rogues when their artifacts can do what brute strength cannot?
What? The soulless husk?
The living cast their dead to flame and sacrifice.
This is Swords of Legends, a single-player action RPG from Oregon, Shanghai, continuing the beloved Gujian series after 15 years. You step into the role of Si Pan, an underworld enforcer reborn to guide souls between realms, caught in a tale that blends myth, folklore, and cinematic combat. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it promises fast-paced swordplay, atmospheric exploration, and a narrative steeped in Chinese literature and cultural heritage. The game emphasizes emotional storytelling alongside stylish action, aiming to honor its roots while modernizing the experience. Swords of Legends is set to release in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. This is the Seven Deadly Sins Origin, Netmarble's open-world action RPG set in the universe of the hit manga and anime. Unlike the previous gacha titles, this game offers a fully explorable world where players can switch between characters like Tristan, Meliodas, and others, each with unique abilities tied to the lore. The story revolves around restoring twisted time and space through the mysterious Book of Stars, blending familiar faces with new adventures. Combat is fast-paced, traversal is fluid, and the game emphasizes freedom across land, sea, and air. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin launches globally on PlayStation 5, Steam, and mobile on March 16th, 2026, with mobile stores following on March 23rd, 2026.
The hideout is on fire. Celestials. Master, they must be after the researcher.
Could be. We need to act fast. I'll deal with the Celestials. You go on ahead and find out what's going on. Don't do anything rash.
Easy for you to say. Now, how do I get past all the soldiers?
Something's up. What happened? Again, is it?
And he tells me not to do anything rash.
Mind your business. Damn it! It's an elemental.
Catch him!
What?
There you go.
Damn! Stop right there! Where did he go? It's you! He's up there!
Whoa, too many.
Stop! There he is! Nowhere to run down! Move! Have a taste of my ass! No! Put it out! Put it out!
Cool off, you lot. Gonna be cold.
What's going on here?
Here we are.
Fodder, fools, humans. Which is next?
That must be Master.
For the signal.
This is the Godslayer, Pathea Games' ambitious open-world action RPG, first revealed under Sony's China Hero project. Set in an Eastern-inspired steampunk world, you play as Cheng, an Elemancer who wields elemental powers to challenge Celestials, towering gods ruling with divine authority. The game blends fluid combat, exploration across vast cities and landscapes, and a narrative of rebellion against divine oppression. Its elemental system has drawn comparisons to bending arts from Avatar: The Last Airbender, promising dynamic battles and creative playstyles. The Godslayer is confirmed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with release currently targeted for 2027.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow. From a devilishly curious child into a remarkable young lass with much grace, wisdom, and kindness. 'Tain't the easy times what shape us, nay. 'Tis how we rise to face the hard times what does that for us. Ye've an heart of gold. Ye've the spirit to overcome adversities aplenty. Darling, sweeten. Today's the day ye fill out your destiny. Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
A witcher? Witcher! Whose kind did ye take? Nay, you can't. 'Tis tradition. Chosen she is, by the gods!
No! You chose her. Back to the village. Go, now.
Nay! I must save them! Save the village!
Save yourself! Run! To shelter! To your father! Run!
This is The Witcher 4, CD Projekt Red's next major entry in the acclaimed fantasy RPG series. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it marks the beginning of a new trilogy set after The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Unlike the original games, which centered on Geralt of Rivia, this installment shifts focus to Ciri, his adoptive daughter, as the main protagonist. Players can expect a darker narrative, expanded open-world exploration, and refined combat systems that build on the studio's experience with Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt has confirmed platforms as PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows PC, though no official release date has been announced yet.
Another folded realm. Is this a memory from Lamorak's past?
We thought all his knights were dead. Yet Lamorak sends one more. I almost admire him.
Tyranno! But you're one of the White King's sorceresses! You destroyed the White Lands!
That destruction is in fact salvation!
You're insane!
You know not of what you speak. Accept your defeat. Beware!
Lamorak! She's created another folded realm. I can't reach her.
We cannot cross the folded realm, but this spear can. Take the spear.
Not enough! Change! Rectus! Even with your new ally, we end this here.
Enemy of my enemy, I lend you my strength.
We fight as one.
Tyranno Kaiden! You will not escape justice! Justice! There is only the King's will!
Go to hell!
Foolish night, and your foolish foe. Faced with the agony of truth, you choose the comfort of lies. Loyalty without inquiry is in itself a betrayal. Your loyalty has condemned this man.
This is Tides of Annihilation, a fantasy action-adventure from Eclipse Glow Games. You play as Gwendolyn, the lone survivor of a supernatural invasion that fractured London, now journeying through both modern ruins and the mythical realm of Avalon. Inspired by Arthurian legend, the game blends cinematic storytelling with fast-paced combat, letting you hunt for the Holy Grail to save your sister and challenge demigods. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it promises atmospheric exploration, fluid swordplay, and a haunting mix of history and myth. Tides of Annihilation is scheduled to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
The entire world knows your legend. You survived the Dragon's Triangle. Crossed the threshold to Atlantis. I've heard a dozen told tales that say you're unstoppable. But I say, all legends must come to an end.
This is Tomb Raider Catalyst, the next chapter in Lara Croft's legendary journey, developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Amazon Game Studios. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game takes place in northern India, years after the events of Tomb Raider Underworld. A mythical cataclysm has unearthed ancient ruins and awakened forces guarding them, setting the stage for Lara to confront both supernatural threats and human rivals. Expect refined traversal, cinematic storytelling, and new gadgets like a wrist-mounted grappling tool, alongside her iconic dual pistols. Tomb Raider Catalyst is scheduled to release in 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
It's been years. But the events are still etched in my memory. Lost worlds, frozen in time. New discoveries, waiting behind every door. Across every chasm. I didn't know then the path this adventure would send me on.
This is Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, a full reimagining of Lara Croft's 1996 debut adventure, developed by Crystal Dynamics and Flying Wild Hog. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, it blends classic exploration and puzzle solving with modern cinematic design. Players will guide Lara through jungles, deserts, and ruins across Peru, Greece, Egypt, and a mysterious Mediterranean island, all while hunting for the Scion, an artifact tied to the lost civilization of Atlantis. Expect refined traversal, deadly traps, and encounters with both predators and rival treasure seekers. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis is set to release in 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, Steam. This is Valor Mortis, an upcoming dark fantasy action RPG currently in development by indie studio Firestorm Games. The story follows a fallen knight cursed with immortality, forced to wander a shattered kingdom where gods and mortals clash for dominance. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game emphasizes brutal melee combat, tactical use of magic, and a world steeped in gothic atmosphere. Early previews highlight sprawling ruins, grotesque enemies, and a narrative centered on sacrifice and redemption. While anticipation is growing, Valor Mortis has not yet been given an official release date, but it is confirmed for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
천부삼인 국어보니 대동강변 열매거리 큰일망자 이름은 혈자리가 못자리라. 기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
This is Woochi the Wayfare, a single-player action-adventure from Lore Vault Studio published by Nexon Games. Inspired by the classic Korean tale of John Woochi, it reimagines the legendary mage's journey through a Joseon-era world filled with myth, folklore, and supernatural forces. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game promises cinematic storytelling, fluid combat, and exploration across richly detailed environments that blend history with fantasy. The reveal trailer showcased its grand tone, but left gameplay specifics under wraps, fueling anticipation. Woochi the Wayfarer is confirmed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, though its release date remains unannounced. God of War Trilogy Remake is a full reimagining of Kratos' original Greek saga. Santa Monica Studio is rebuilding God of War 2, and God of War 3 from the ground up, bringing back the brutal battles against the Olympian gods with modern visuals and mechanics. Fans were stunned at Sony's February 2026 State of Play when the announcement closed the show, confirming that T.C. Carson, the original voice of Kratos, will return to the role. While gameplay footage hasn't been shown yet, the project is described as a single bundled release, designed for PlayStation 5 with a possible PC version later. God of War Trilogy Remake is currently in development with no confirmed release date, but platforms are set for PS5 and potentially PC.
Venturing into OG's territory alone. You sure you thought this through?
Thinking is your job. Doing is mine.
That spark didn't come easy, Ray.
Yeah, a few bumps along the way. But I got it.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5, it's worth a shot.
Ain't you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong? I'm counting on it.
It's mine now. Finish him.
Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh? It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What? Huh?
Right on time! Miss me?
it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save.
This is Zoopunk, the upcoming 3D action adventure from Tai Games, the studio behind Ephist, Forged, and Shadow Torch. Set decades before the events of that game, it explores the turbulent origins of Torch City, an animal metropolis on the brink of revolution. You'll step into a world where anthropomorphic beasts clash in fast-paced combat, blending sci-fi grit with punk-inspired style. Built entirely in 3D, it expands the beloved Animal Punk universe with larger environments, cinematic storytelling, and more freedom in exploration. Zoopunk is confirmed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with release slated for 2027.